If you've been telling yourself for months that you're finally going to hit record and start making videos for your business, but you haven't done it yet, then don't worry, because today I'm going to help you break that cycle and finally get on camera. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz. I help coaches and consultants add video to their business. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, video is one area that can hold people back for years, and business owners are notorious for having analysis paralysis around so many different areas of their business, including video marketing. I agree, it's not easy to just press record and get on camera and start putting that stuff out into the world. But business owners have to think about what they are losing and how they are falling behind if they don't actually get over that slump and start pressing record. Analysis paralysis is a real thing. It's this whole idea that you spend so much time thinking and going over all of the small different pieces and angles of a situation that you end up being paralyzed. Usually that's due to being overwhelmed or feeling like you just have too many steps to follow before you can actually reach your goal. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can cut through all of that and stop overthinking yourself to a point where you just never create the videos that you want to. So let's jump right into it. Now, the first thing for you to do is make a mental note of what you really enjoy seeing from other creators on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook, for example. If you see another business owner on one of these platforms and you're watching one of their videos, what is it about the video that actually sticks out at you? If you make that mental note, you might realize that it's their relatability or their authenticity, just their normal everyday imperfections that make them seem very real and sincere to you. This is something that almost every audience wants nowadays. One of the reasons that TikTok actually really took off as a platform is because a lot of people are just kind of showing up as themselves. They're not trying to have a very polished production that looks like it was made in a studio. They are literally sitting down and pressing record. So the rawness of the videos that we see on that platform is, I believe, one of the reasons that TikTok became as huge as it has. So think about the fact that when you are watching someone on camera, you really might be pulled in and fascinated by the fact that they are able to just sit down and talk about a topic. I'm sure that most of the time you're not so focused on whether it is a very polished production or what the lighting behind them looks like or whether they've got perfect hair and makeup that day. Those things are no longer as relevant and as important as they might have been 10 years ago. So this is good news because it means that you too can show up just as your authentic self with all of your imperfections, just as a normal everyday person. And your audience is going to relate to you the same way that you appreciate seeing those type of videos. So the first thing is to recognize that your imperfections and your flaws are absolutely fine and you are just going to show up the way that you are. Now, the next thing to remember is that your expertise, it's not just in your head, it has to come out with your voice. Many business owners get stuck in this analysis paralysis mode because they want to have the perfect content to put out. They either feel like they don't have enough information that they can valuably add to their audience yet, so then they want to keep learning, or they feel like they need to create a perfect type of script around every single video that they make. But in fact, you already have all the knowledge that you need. You have enough knowledge to be able to share at least your starting point with your audience. So you don't need to learn more in order to put it out in front of your audience. The simplest way to get over this hump is to start with just really easy FAQ videos. So this is the most type of relatable and easy to create type of video because your audience actually gets answers to questions that they might have on their mind. And you will find that as you are answering questions that you actually, of course, know more than you think and that you can answer these questions just comfortably in front of a camera. So start taking stock of the type of questions that you believe that your audience is asking, or answer some of the questions that they are actually asking you in DMs or on email related to your niche. And then find a way to just comfortably answer that question. Don't add any bells and whistles and think about all of the editing and where you're going to shoot and all of that stuff. Focus instead on how you can craft a concise answer to that question and let that be just a 30 or 60-second piece of video content and post it. Post it and be glad about the fact that you are answering something that your audience cares about, and I guarantee you that they will respond positively to that. Now, I want you to consider the fact that time is not going to wait for the perfect video. While you are sitting and thinking about having the perfect look and feel and having a perfect script and perfect content ideas, your competitors are still showing up on video. They're showing up imperfectly in their bedrooms, just sitting on the edge of their bed and shooting videos. And your audience is seeing that. So your audience is not even going to know that a specialist like you is out there that can help them. They're going to know that your competitors are out there and they're going to be watching their videos. So the cost of not actually producing and publishing your videos is significant. It's going to put you behind your competitors and it's going to make you seem like someone who is not ready to show up. So that is a real thing to keep in mind. Every single day that you are overthinking and overanalyzing is one more day that your content is not getting in front of your ideal client. The next thing I want you to do is reframe the angle of your content. Now, I'm not talking about your camera angle. I'm talking about your mindset around it. Most people who are hesitating to get on camera are worried about what they sound like or what they look like on video. But here is the blatant truth. The person watching your video cares about them more than they care about you. They care about whether you are saying something to them that is going to pique their interest or teach them something new or keep them entertained or whatever it is. Most audiences nowadays do not really care that much about what you look like. If you are a beauty queen or if you've got a beautiful studio, maybe that will add to the aesthetic, but studies and time has shown that people don't make more sales because of that stuff necessarily. So think about the fact that your audience only really cares on how you can be of value to them. So remember that in this equation about your video, you are actually not as important there as you might think. Instead, your message is what has to get out. So spend more time focusing on that. Spend more time thinking about what are the topics that would be valuable and interesting for your client to know about, and then just forget about you in the equation and just press record. And along those lines, many business owners hold themselves back for years because they're worried about the judgment. And they're worried what their friends and family will think when they see videos. So one thing to remember is that if you are new to creating videos, you likely have a small audience of people who will even see your first 5 or 6 videos. So that is a very low stakes place to play in. So you don't have to worry that your first video is going to get seen by 100,000 people and everyone in the world is going to be following you around with paparazzi. It's not going to happen. Don't worry about that type of judgment because views on your first 10 videos are going to be probably lower than you expect. It's just going to be people who are already sort of coming and going from your platform or people who are in your immediate circle. So you don't have to worry about that judgment as much as you might think. In fact, I post my videos on practically every platform, including all the places where I have personal accounts. And people have been nothing but accommodating and generous and gracious in their commentaries. Most people are very, very surprised that I even have the courage to post a video because most people don't. So even if you think people might be judging you, they will actually secretly be very, very pleasantly surprised by the fact that you have the ability to press record and come out with your message. Believe me, it's a thing that a lot of people don't have the guts and the courage to do. Now, one thing that you can do is you can start with audio even before you start with video. If you feel like you are just so nervous and anxious showing up on video and putting your face out there, then what you can do instead is start with some B-roll style videos where you are shooting other types of clips or action shots and you're not really sitting and speaking to the camera. And then on top of that B-roll, you can just add your voice. So it's like a voiceover. That is so easy to do on YouTube Shorts and on Instagram Reels and on TikTok and on Facebook Reels. And there's so many softwares that allow you to do that too, like CapCut and InShot. Those are my 2 favorites. So you can start there. Just try that out and see how you feel about it. It's actually quite a bit easier than you might think. Shooting a quick voiceover with something interesting and compelling to say might be something that's really interesting and fun for you. You might find it really easy. So once you put that onto your video, now you are creating videos, my friend. The next step after that would be to put your face on camera. And the last way to really get out of analysis paralysis is to start with stories. Stories are my favorite way to actually get moving on social media. So I'm talking about Instagram and Facebook stories. They are perfect for beginners because they are low commitment, they are low risk, and they are easy to create. And they're perfect for experts because, in fact, many audiences convert well from stories. I am a diehard believer in stories. I post stories every single day. You would be amazed how easily you can just create very casual, simple stories that put you in front of your audience. You'll be surprised how your audience will watch your stories even before they watch anything else on your feed. right away it connects you to them. It just shortens that gap between you and them, and it makes them feel like they are in your life and following your brand actively, and you are there actually creating stories. It doesn't give a scripted feel. It doesn't give a polished, produced feel. Instead, it feels like your audience has come into your living room and they're just watching you move around your space doing the things that you always do. So this is a really great place to get started. If you've hesitated till now and you've been overthinking till now about how to get on video, consider the fact that with stories, you don't have to think a lot. You just have to quickly take a video or even a photo of something that you are doing or somewhere where you are, and then just type a little bit of text on it. Get used to creating that type of short form content. Eventually, you can graduate from just putting the text to just adding your voice behind the video that you are shooting. Go ahead and take a video of something that you're working on, or set up the phone so that it's just shooting you while you are working and you don't even have to speak to it. These are great, easy ways to just get started and get your audience seeing your face. That is the most important thing. It's not because they're going to check what color lipstick you're wearing today. It's because they want to start seeing you as a familiar face. They want to know that you are someone who is showing up for them and somebody who is actively in your brand and working on it. Once you start doing that, that's when you can move on to other types of videos that require a bit more camera confidence. If camera confidence is something that you need to learn about, be sure to look in the description of my video and check out all of the other videos that I have here on this channel, because getting you in front of your camera, getting you posting content that is relevant to your audience, and then making sales and building your business from it is exactly what we are here for. So if you love this video, I hope that you will share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, because every single week I bring you a new video teaching you how you can add video to your business. So until next time, take care.